essential elements make up the communication process. These elements consist of encoding, transmission medium, decoding, and feedback. Two other components are involved in the process, and those two additional factors are represented by the sender and the recipient. The act of successfully communicating involves a number of phases or acts, which are referred to as the communication process. It involves a number of elements, including the communication sender, the message being delivered, the messages encoding, the recipient, and the messages decoding. The sender is an individual, group, or organization who initiates the communication. This source is initially responsible for the success of the message. The sender's experiences, attitudes, and knowledge, skill, perception, and culture influence the messages. The first step the sender is faced with involves the encoding process. In order to convey meaning, the sender must begin encoding, which means translating information into a message in the form of symbols that represent ideas or concepts. This process translates the ideas or concept into the coded message that will be communicated. When encoding a message, the sender has to begin by deciding what he or she wants to transmit. This decision by the sender is based on what he or she believes about the receiver's knowledge and assumption, along with what additional information he or she wants the receiver to have. It is important for the sender to use symbols that are familiar to intended receiver. A good way for the sender to improve encoding their message is to mentally visualize the communication from the receiver's point of view. To begin transmitting the message, the sender uses some kind of channel, also called a medium. The channel is the means used to convey the message. Most channels are either oral or written, but currently, visual channels are becoming more common as technology expands. After the appropriate channel or channels are selected, the message enters the decoding stage of the communication process. Decoding is conducted by the receiver. Once the message is received and examined, the stimulus is sent to the brain for interpreting in order to assign some type of meaning to it. It is the processing stage that constitutes decoding. Feedback is the final link in the chain of the communication process. After receiving a message, the receiver responds in some way and signals that response to the sender. The signal may take the form of a spoken moment alongside a written message, a smile, or some other action. Feedback is a key component in the communication process because it allows the sender to evaluate the effectiveness of the message. Feedback ultimately provides an opportunity for the sender to take the corrective action to clarify a misunderstood message. The communication process is the perfect guide toward achieving effective communication. When followed properly, the process can usually assure that the sender's message will be understood by the receiver. Certain barriers present themselves throughout the process. Those barriers are factors that have a negative impact on the communication process. Some common barriers include the use of an inappropriate medium channel, incorrect grammar, inflammatory words, words that conflict with body language, and technical jargon. Noise is also another common barrier. Noise can occur during any stage of the process. Noise essentially is anything that distorts a message by interfering with the communication process. Noise can make any forms, including a radio playing in the background, another person trying to enter your conversation, and any other distraction that prevent the receiver from paying attention. So, for successful and effective communication within an organization stem from the implementation of the communication process. All members within an organization will improve their communication skills if they follow the communication process and stay away from the different barriers. It has been proven that individuals that understand the communication process will blossom into more effective communicators, and effective communicators have a greater opportunity for becoming a success.